Hi everybody. Today I'm going to kind of show you some of the things that I've made, and I'm going to have to get them put up on my website for sale because I don't journal. I love making the papercraft stuff, but I don't journal, so I would really like it if someone would enjoy the items that I make. And then I'm not sure if I'll do this in this video. Might be a next one, or we might start this one. I'd really like to start this. I put this together a while back, and it just turned out awesome. I really like it. I think somebody will enjoy it. But it's a triple pocket file folder. Just opens regular. It's by PandaFlex, called Divided Up File Folder, 1077 series. So I bought them on Amazon, just a small pack of them. It has 3 open side dividers in it, and then just a regular back cover. But that's what I used for this. And what I did with it is on the front there's a big pocket. Yeah, you know, you see, big old pocket in there in the front. And then I put the big whale tail tab on it, and then open it up. This here has a magnet inside of it to keep it flat. This is a pocket here. You open that up. I didn't decorate this yet, and I could probably put a little more decoration here, but this is also a big long pocket. Decorated the little whale tail tab, and down here some pretty washi tape. This one, now I made these little bitty tiny little hidden paper clips, and they turned out adorable. If you want to see a video on making those, I will just tell me in the comments and I will do that. But they turned out just adorable. I mean, they're partially hidden. They're not completely hidden because you can see the top of them. But they're just made with the small size paper clips. But I think they turned out cute. One there, one there. There's a pocket here. I have a card in there already. There's a pocket here, and I put the envelope full of some little ephemera in there. And then this is not actually a pocket. I made this so that it flips out or down. Okay, so when you flip that down, there's a pocket here, and there's a short pocket up here. Another whale tail tab, one of my little bitty mini envelopes. And then this has a little piece of Velcro, and this opens up. Make a mess here. And then there's a big pocket here. So lots of storage in this thing. And then this is just a little little notepad inside of a, whoops, it's alive, inside of a little cover. I made that so that folds down. There's a little surprise there, and it's just different papers inside there, and a blank side so you can write on it if you want. And it just closes up and it has just a little piece of clear Velcro, and I stuck that right down in this pocket because it just went in there just perfect. This is some of my blue tea dyed paper. I did some beautiful stenciling on there. These are all, most of those are rub-ons. I think they just go with it so well. And then that closes up, of course. Did some stamping. I like that because it has the date, and you put whatever you want in there. That one also has name and date. Just some labels. This little bitty envelope actually has a little note in it. I think it's the day, it says September 2024, I believe, because that's when I made this. Yep. And I just stuck that inside that little bitty envelope. You can close that if you want. Got a little ladybug on it. And then some fabric tape there, Welltail tab. And in the back is, you can write all on there if you want to. Write on this tab here. Has another little tab for whatever kind of label you want to put on there. Plenty of room to decorate. And then I just made a simple little dangle tassel. It says handmade with love. Got a heart key and some little jewels on there. And just very simple. This took quite a while to make, but I think I'm going to make another one. And if you'd like to be with me for that, I would appreciate that. I'd love that. So I'll put that away. I want to show you some of the other things that I made. And then I want to go through this. This here is my sheet to make your own vintage tape. Like cello tape, kind of. But, okay, let's see. Now, like I said, any of these things that you like, that you'd want to see how I made them, you just let me know, and we can make a video on that possibly. This little guy here is from one of my printables. I'm not sure if I have that in the shop yet, but, and then these are little resin pieces, and these are the stud brads, and I just alcohol inked those and made them look rusty. This here just, you know, went around the edges with the vintage photo, and this here is all, the background's all rusty. I did some stamping on that. In the back I did some paint with a roller, you know, and there's some labels, just torn up paper, kind of like a collage paper, and then I just went over it with different paint, off-white, like a titanium buff, and then antiqued it. So there's that. I have lots more. Excuse me. This is a cute little journal that I made. This is just a ribbon dangle. I didn't put any charms or anything on it. Has a cute little clasp. I made this so that the mushrooms line up on the front cover that closes. You see how it lines up? This lines up just perfect. It's just so cute like that. A little rub on there. Now another rub on. This is a pocket. Has several little things in there, little tags and journaling spots and all that good stuff. Let me open that up. There's a big rub on that vellum. We got a pocket here, a small pocket here with this little round butterfly tag you can write on. And then inside here, I got a little paper clip on this. I made this out of a book page, put some rub-ons and labels and things on it. And inside is another little surprise. And it has some of my vintage tape and a rusty winged butterfly. And then this is an accordion storage thing. Storage, goodness, what do you call it? Anyway, so that turned out really, really cute. And that's the little surprise inside the envelope here. Get that back in there. Okay, so there's that pocket. And nope, I didn't make a pocket inside, but that's fine. None on that side. Okay, and then we have our pages. The vellum is the cover page. And then I tea-dyed these. There's a vellum pocket on here. This is sewed around the edges to keep that vellum in instead of gluing it. And I just made a pretty little tag. That's one of my printable tags. And I tea-dyed these papers. And this one here with the deer and the trees, I did that with a stencil in between my tea-dyed papers. The edges are nice and dark because I inked around them. There's another deer. Very light, but you can still see them. So my blue tea-dyed paper. And there's some trees on that one. And then here's one of my printables. I think these are all my printables. I believe there are. And I forgot how many pages is in here. But yeah, these are all my printables. You don't have to use my printables. You can use whatever papers you want, of course. There's another deer on this one, and another deer and trees and mountains on that one. And then the other half of the vellum with the pocket and a little card in there, like a collage card. And then in the back, there's the pretty owl. This is cut out of a animal encyclopedia, and I put it over the top of some rub-ons. And then this is a little tag with a pocket. Got a couple of little pieces in there for writing, journaling spots, whatever. And then there's the back. There's some stamping. A cute little burlap and an embroidery floss bow on there. And then this here, little envelope. And inside, there's a little journaling spot. It's sewn around the edges. So that's a cute little surprise in there. Get it back in there. There we go. And that just looks so cute. So stuck that in there with the tag. And close it up. And then the back is just one of my printables. Goes all the way around. There's a little thin piece of the Tim Holtz washi tape. It just looked perfect with those mushrooms. Perfect colors. So that will be available. Got more. I haven't used this in anything. It's going to be a journaling spot. I stamped it. This is matte finish photo paper, but it just turned out so pretty. And I just absolutely love this card. And I need to make more of these because it's just gorgeous. I mean, the way the Distress Oxides did on this is just gorgeous. Okay, let me get these sorted out here. At least a little bit. Alright. So these are made from just a cardstock. Some of these, yeah, some of them are cardstock. And I made them into tags, put the little eyelets on there, some labels, and they were a plant book or flower book, whatever. And then the back of them is just like my blue tea-dyed paper cardstock. And then some of them's got paint on them, whatever. They just turned out so pretty. One of my printables, the butterfly. These kind are actually herb flashcards. I have a big pack of those, so I wanted to do something with those. This one here, I put the horse on there, did another horse in the background, some ledger behind the horse, a little frame. I stamped on the fence, put a couple labels and a stamp, and then made a little charm, and it just turned out so cute. And then here's another one of the plant encyclopedia. Some labels, a date, and things you can write on there. Blank on the back. Here's another one for aniseed. One of my printable butterflies. I think this is a rub-on I got from Dollar Tree. Just lovely. And then I stamped, did some, I call it antiquing, I don't know, grunging, whatever you want to call it. And then just tied a little rope through there. This one is fenugreek. Put a little whale tail tab. This is the normal size one. Made a couple of little things for my printables. My printable butterfly tag. And one of my butterflies. This here's a rub-on and then a little label. This is another one of my printables for the herbal printables. And did some one of my printables on there. And this is some of my tea-dyed paper. And had a stencil in between. Okay. Oh, I don't know where that part went. Saffron, which is a crocus. And then this one turned out so pretty with all the blue. A pretty little bluebird, one of my printables, along with the butterfly. And then a stamp, some music paper, and all the labels. And then this is the Tim Holtz, what is it? The tissue, background tissue paper stuff. goodness, I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, that's what that is back there. And then I did some white gesso over it to push it back. So I just think that turned out beautiful. You can write in whatever you want. And here's another bird one. This is on the back, or, you know, for time. And I just did the orangish red and the dark blue, and I did the labels and stuff to match. It just turned out so pretty. Plenty of room to write on there. This one here I did with the mushrooms, rub-ons, put some labels and book page. I made a little moth charm, and that one was horseradish. This one here is lovely, my printables. And this one I just splattered on some, I think that's one of my printables, and I splattered on some oxide ink in pink, and that's one of the Tim Holtz ephemera pieces and labels. This is one of my printable labels, my printable butterflies, and that's for a rose, so I picked that pink. It's just beautiful. This is my favorite. I can't help it. I love orange. And this frog is just adorable. He came from the Animal Encyclopedia. Put some stamps and labels and rub-on leaves. And I think that was a sticker that I matted down. One of my butterflies. And then this was a piece of, I think it was a sticker. I think. Just put on some of my tea-dyed paper and the orange thing. And that was with the poppy. I just love that one. It's so cute. And these will all be for sale, like I said, because I don't know what to do with them. And this one's just a little postal mark with the pretty blue and red butterfly. I just love how that printed out. It's one of my pretty butterflies. And that was blue and red, you know, just matching with the colors. And I put some ledger on there, and that was for the French Tarragon. There's another one that came out of the House Plant book. One of my printable butterflies, some numbers, and then just a plain background with a strip of my tea-dyed paper. And this was a scrapbook cardstock that I wasn't crazy about, but it turned out beautiful. It looks fantastic. So yes, a little eyelet in there. And then there's another one. That's the Staghorn. Oh goodness, moss. It's not really a moss. Anyway. It's Staghorn something. Anyway, one of my printable butterflies, some labels, and then plain back with my blue tea-dyed paper. I have quite a few of these. One with the lilies and labels. This one here's aloe vera. Or no, that's agave. American agave, maybe? Oh, I'm not sure. That looks like aloe vera to me, but that doesn't match that there. Anyway. Okay, and then whatever that plant is, some kind of succulent, and some stickers and labels, and hyacinths, one of my butterflies, stickers and labels, pretty little, my butterfly and the beautiful tulips. I thought he matched just perfect with that. The tickets across, little specimen card. These are all just blank on the back. And this is a pretty, like, mother-in-law's tongue or snake plant. Just love that. That one's got some paint on it. I wrote myself a note. This is just a little sticky note. But the book page is from 1924 that I put on back of this. And I put one of my insect cards in here and some rub-ons on that vellum and sewed the vellum on. And this is the 1924 book page, real book page. And there's another pretty little house plant, some labels. And then that one there, a prayer plant, I believe. Dieffenbachia, okay. And Dieffenbachia. So got those. This guy here, I had fun making this. This is one of my printables, the fall scenes, and I just love these so much. I hid little critters here and there. Like there's a little cat there, a little pair of boots. There's a butterfly. There's an owl up in the tree. And you can't really see them because this is so small. But Anyway, the bigger ones, they just look so pretty. I just printed that out really small. And then I don't have this stitched in or anything yet. So my tape, and I made this little frame, all rusty looking. I love the way my paper turned out. And then I put some acetate in there with alcohol ink on it to make that look like an old picture. I hope that's focusing. And you open it up, nice and rusty. And there's another one of the printables in that fall set. Goodness. Some map pages. I think these are, some of them are printables and some of them are scrapbook paper. Another one of the fall scenes. These are little stamps. I just did them in a charcoal gray so that they're not overpowering. Another one of the fall scenes. And another one. And then just some of my printable papers. And another scene. I hid a deer back in there. There's some other ducks and things in there. And then the back cover. And then there's some real pretty washi tape that went with it really well. So there's another item. These, I have a few of these. Let me see. Oh, and then this is the little closure that I made for the fall set. I die cut all these little leaves out and inked them in different colors, and I put the two little deer brads, one buck and one doe, and then one of my fall scenes in the background. And then open that, you know, because it's a closure. I probably glue that to the back and then put Velcro on it. But I thought that looked so cute. So that will be finished at some point. And then these are these were packaging for something. And I can't remember what the packaging was for. But it was pretty thick. And I just made them into like matchbook style little notepads, and open it up and you got room to write it right there if you want. And I just attached all the little papers with embroidery floss through there so you can refill it. Put some labels and ephemera on there. I have several of those. Little bitty tags. I love this one. I cut that little bit itty bitty little actual tag out of there. One of my labels, one of my printable butterflies, some book page, and this was scrapbook paper, and it's a triple pocket or quad pocket, yeah, because that's pocket in there too. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is a triple. Okay, so 3. That's one of those. This is another one, and it's just kind of plain. I didn't really do anything to it much yet. Put a whale tail tab on that one on the back pocket. As you can see, stick something in there. Then you have one here and one here. Those are that's such a cute little design. This one here I just made with 5 pockets, little thumb notches all lined up there, some book page, and then that scrapbook paper. And this one kind of goes with that set. One of my printable butterflies. Put a brad through there. That needs to be, I need to put tape or a sticker or something over it to hold it in there, but then the little tassel on there. I think that just turned out so pretty. These two will probably be sold together. I believe this was a stamp, and I just colored it with markers, labels, and a postal stamp on there. And this was a rub-on mushroom. I believe that label was a sticker. And then on the back I did some stamping, all different kinds of stamping, sorry, just different things. And then I put little labels up there as reinforcers. They're just so cute. This is one that I started on, and I'm not sure what I was going to do with it. So it's just kind of here. right now. I'm sure I'll finish it at some point, but that one's not done. Here's one of my big tags. This is, I used a stamp and some bright gold paint to do all the swirls in there. I don't know if you can see them. And then I put clear gloss on my printable bees wings. Some labels and postal stamps. This was from Crafted by Christy. Little tea-dyed Daisy. Dandy. And the back of it's for writing. It turned out just beautiful. And then I have just a bunch of these little cards that I made with my printables. It's just the insect cards, and I can stuff them in the pockets. They're so pretty. So those are available on my website. You don't need to see those. They're just, I cut them out and inked them. And then these two are just little, they're pockets, like a hidden pocket on the back. And then they each have a round journaling card in there. And Tim Holtz ephemera on there that matches. And I'm sure those will probably be a set, but I tried to do matching flowers. Oh, there's the other bee card for my printables. And then on the back there's a pocket with some notepad or note papers in it you can write on. Boarding pass with a sticker that I matted down. Bee stamp. Those will go together. I love this so much. I made this, oh gosh, when I first started. It was like one of the first things I'd made, and I just fell in love with it. And it's got the laminate with one of my printable butterflies, and field labels from Tim Holtz and all that, stamps. And then I did some oxide stamps on the back. Oh, and there's another one of those hidden pocket card or tags. That should be with those two. Oh, there's another one. Tim Holtz ephemera, and then the hidden round journal card on the back. This is a brown envelope that I purchased, and I used, I think it was frayed burlap, and then one of the turquoise colors on top of that. And I just love how that butterfly turned out. And I will stuff that with something. I'll finish inking that. I know I made two of these. I think I sent one to Christy. But I just love how that turned out. So that's unfinished. And then there's some of my big cards for my printables. Vintage specimen cards. And a couple more of the specimen cards on envelopes and postcards. And then these are some of my little herbal tags that I made, printables. They're just so adorable. Just different little bottles and potions and all that good stuff. They're just cute as they can be. And some more beautiful little insect cards, different sizes, some more of the herbal type, home remedy type tags and journal spots. Love that one. I love them all, but anyway. And then this is from one of my printables. This was actually for the, I made this printable for Christy because she wanted some sea life things. So I made these. When they print out on the paper, I think there's 4 pictures on each side, and they kind of go with each other. And then when you fold them over, then they're a book page marker, like a bookmark, magnetized bookmark. It just snaps onto your page, and it holds on there really, really good. So I put magnets in both sides. And in this one I made a little pocket here, so you can put a little note in there if you want. So have those, and then I made a little tag out of half of one. So, and stamped on the back of that one. A couple more of the herbal tags. I started something with this. I'm not sure where I was going with that. I was making a notepad or something, maybe. I'm not even sure. And this here, I think I was just decorating. So I think those are little rub-ons, and I did stamping. I'll use them for something. These are some of my bookmarks I've made. All my little Western Boots tags. They're available. And this is one of the horse cash envelopes, that one of my printables, and it comes in the turquoise, blue, and in pinks, and they all have beautiful horses on them. And then it has the inserts, has 4 different inserts for each set, so it just kind of shows you what to write in there, or what you can, because you can label it whatever you want for whichever bills. Put your cash in, mounts and balance, transaction. These are very, very handy. I've been using them for a while now. This was just a journaling card with some moose on it and a little banner. More of the little Western Boots tags that are available on my site. This is one of the first things, the very first things I made. And it was just a receipt thing, and I decorate it with a postal stamp and book page and excuse me, Tim Holtz ephemera. And I made the little tag slide inside a little pocket there with the orange to match the fish. A little bitty tab. Just turned out so cute. I'll stick that in something somewhere. Made several little bitty envelopes. This one here, I hope that focuses. I drew that little bitty stamp. I I drew that and then cut it out and put it on that little envelope. A little deer on the deer pelt, whatever decoration. But it turned out so cute. That's just a little envelope. I gotta get a drink. Another little envelope with deer on it, just scrapbook paper. And then a tiny little note paper you can stick in there with a scalloped edge. Fits in there just right. Little envelopes. Here's some lovely tags that I made with some beautiful little rub-ons. Elk and flowers and a bird and some roses, another elk and flowers, and that one's on a gorgeous map. And then I just stamped on the back sides. This is one of my printables, but those just turned out so pretty with those rub-ons, just gorgeous. So those will be available. Oh, here's the other 2 little matchbook style notebooks, like that first one I showed you, made out of the packaging. So there's a steampunkish kind of antique pocket watch, the daisy with my printable butterfly, and then that one. So those be available separately. And then there's the 4th one with my little butterfly and a postage stamp. Oh, and here's another one of those triple tag envelope things. This is just a little tag you can write on. I put an reinforcer on there, and then an eyelet, and that's just a sticker. And I didn't mat it down, but it just looks so pretty. And that's a die cut. I die cut the vellum and glued it around the edges onto that paper, and then put a label on the back. That's from the horse cash envelopes. One of the round journal cards. This is another one of the magnetic page bookmarks. There's no pocket inside that one. Another one of the dragon bookmarks. Okay, this is one of my favorite products or items that I've made. I'm not happy with this little closure thing. I got to do something else with that. But I made it with a bulb pin, and the idea is just to loop that around there, and it works. But you know, I could do something else with it, I guess, or I could leave it. Doesn't matter. Somebody might like it. It works fine. I put a little charms on there with the Handmade with Love and a little brass butterfly, and then the pretty tassels that match all the colors. Open that up, and inside you have, this is one of the specimen cards, like I made that other one, like this one here. I made those two at the same time, but I made this one into a pocket. So, and it's clear, it's the laminated ephemera piece, and then, you know, paper in the background, and then there's a pocket here, and then I put some beautiful journaling cards inside that front pocket. Then you have, of course, this pocket. You have all your pages. This is just my tea-dyed papers with the stencils. I love that one. That one there turned out so pretty. What detail. But that one too. And then in the back, there's another pocket. And you open this up, and it has another one of the specimen cards in it. And I try to make these so that you can see the butterflies or insects on both sides, because I don't like having the back of it white or whatever. And then flip that over, you open this up, and then you have lots of journaling space. So this just turned out so cool. And then that just fits down there just perfect. And then you can see that little tag. So that was, I loved making that. It took a while, but I'm kind of picky about how I make things. On the back, now, this is kind of cool. Has a little pocket. This is made out of one of the little lunch bag paper sacks. So we have a pocket. I got some journaling cards in here. There's another one of those butterflies I did. That's just a journaling card. And this is a little clear envelope, or front clear envelope, with teeny tiny, these itty bitty little specimen cards, or specimen slides, whatever you want to call them. And I just think they're so cute. I just love them so much. And they just look so cute in this envelope with the acetate, so you can see them through there. They just fit in there just perfect. And just close it with that little tab, maybe. Okay. And I'll put that all back in there. But it just slides right into this pocket. What it really does, just not right now apparently. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. And then here, slide right in there. So, yeah, that'll be available on a stamp. It's so pretty. That's one of my printables, printable birds. I'll have to look and make sure that's available on my site. I'm not sure that I have it on there yet, but I'll get it on there if it's not. And this one, oops, oh, I just pulled that out. I really, really like this one. This is another one that I made out of packaging. And this is how I did the closure. I put a charm on the closure. It has a deer. And then this is made to, you're supposed to wrap it around. Whoops. I don't have it length right. But anyway, wrap it around and then tie it a bow. Okay? So that's the closure for it. And when it's right, it looks really, really cute. And then this is a packaging, I can't remember what it was for, but it's a very odd shaped packaging piece. And I thought that would just be a cool journal cover. So I put acetate in there, and you can't see through it, but I put all the labels and stuff in there. It's one of my printables. And then there's a little slide pocket here. There's all my papers from my printables. And I rounded all the corners on those. These are sewn in, just simple with the 3-stitch pamphlets, or 3-hole pamphlet stitch. There's the other butterfly, the turquoise one. And then you flip that out. I don't know why that was there. Flip that out and you got this nice journaling space. Oh my goodness, so much stuff on my desk. So messy, I'm sorry. And then there's a pocket here, journaling card. Or just a card, whatever. I think, yeah, journaling card. You can write on that. And then there's another pocket here with several different things in there that I made. Just little journaling cards. A little wildlife thing, you know, you can write on those. So, yeah, you can tuck lots of stuff in this piece. But here's that. And of course, on the back, it's just some rub-ons, some pretty rub-ons. But yeah, that'll be available too. And these are just some little watercolor paintings that I did. I don't know if anybody will want them or not, but you let me know if if you're interested in my watercolor paintings. They're cute. They're really cute. I enjoy doing them, painting them. They're just adorable. So anyway, that's all not all of it, but that's, oh, I forgot this one. Okay. This one I love. It's a kind of a large size or medium size file folder, small size, I don't know. It's like a, goodness, it's 7 inches, 6 3/4 inches by about 5. And it has a little Velcro closure. Open that up. It has a pocket here that I cut these out of scrapbook paper. This is scrapbook paper. I put little gussets on this pocket so you could stuff a bunch of different stuff in here, different things in here. So there's several little journal cards in the front pocket. Then there's all of these with little tabs on them and stamp. This is just scrapbook cardstock with some inking on the back of that one. And this one matches the scrapbook paper. Journaling card. Love that one with the bears and things. Journaling card. This, I had so much fun making these. There's another pocket I just cut out around those flowers to make an interesting edge. I love this card so much. Again, it's orange. I love orange, but I love this cup so much. And it's just the cutest card. I put a memo paper on the back. I wanted more of these cups, so I made some cups, okay, to match this. So I made this big one as a journaling card. It just turned out pretty good, I think. Pretty close, you know. And then this one, I made this smaller one with a teeny tiny little hidden journal spot, which is a little bitty tea bag. You can write on that. It has a string, and then use the tiny attacher staple there and on the tea bag tag. And I stamped a little bee on there and a number, I believe. Oh, butterfly. Bee and a butterfly. And I made this little cup into that little pocket for the tea bag journaling card. It's so cute. I love that so much. Okay, I was just gushing about that. But anyway, I love how that turned out. So this was just, I really do like this set. So that will definitely be available too. I need to make some more of these. They're so cute. Cut that out with a die, and then put the acetate in there, and put the fox behind it. And then I covered the back of that with a book page. So, yep. And I think that's about all I have collected up here. I have a bunch more stuff that I've made, but I'll just have to find find it all. I mean, I have so much, but like I said, I want someone, you know, to be able to enjoy this stuff. So I'm gonna have to put it up for sale on my website. And like I said, anything that you've seen in here that I've made, if you're interested in a tutorial or video about showing how I made it, please, in the comments, just please let me know what you want to see, and I'll see if I can make a video for you of it, so I can show you how to do it, or show you how I did it. So yeah, that's most of the, some of the stuff that I've worked on here. And like I said, I wanted to make, I'm probably not going to do it in this video because it's been so long, but I still want to make this, I'll make another one of these, and I want to use, this is one of my printable kits. This is not the whole thing, but it's all blueprints and specimens kind of mixed, and I just think that's going to be fantastic for that folder. I just love this so much. I made this, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of masculine, but it's still beautiful. And I think it'll be great for covering that folder. Look at that mechanical bug, isn't that cool? And a mechanical butterfly. I was thinking this would be a great cover. And, you know, always remember, of course, that you can print things out smaller by percentage of what you want. Like print that out at 50% or 60 or 70 or 20, you know, however small you want. Just experience with that, or experiment with that. The mechanical butterfly, another one, but, you know, like a blueprint. That would be a beautiful cover too. And then just odds and ends. These could be spines or partial covers or pockets. And I love this one too. This turned out so cool. Took me a while to make them all, but I think they're awesome. There's some architectural. And then actual blue. I love that one on the grid. These are printed at 100%, and then these are printed at 60%. So that's why I was saying, you know, you have to experiment and see what size you want. But yeah, I mean, that's the difference. So 100% and then 60%. So 50% would be even lower or smaller. But anyway, that's those. And then last one there. But I forgot how many pages is in this kit. But it's on my website. I made it a while back, and I just haven't done anything with it yet because I wanted to use that folder. So I will be doing that. And I have another kit that I might put along with that, but I'm not sure what I did with it right now. Anyway, like I said, if you want to see something, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too boring. And, you know, like I said, if you're interested in any of these items, let me know. And I'll try to get good photos of them. And I'll attach this video to that page so that you can see all of these, you know, what they look like and stuff in the video, and flip out, and, you know, the walkthrough when I get them on the website. But I'll try to take really good photos of everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for spending time with me. I know you probably have lots of other things you could be doing, but I do appreciate you spending your time with me today. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.